Hey guys, I'm Josiah and Happy New Year. With 2019 here, I figured the best way to celebrate this new year was to talk about my most anticipated films of 2019. So let's jump right into it. If you are excited for the upcoming movies of 2019, consider subscribing and joining the family. Alright, so coming in at number 10, we have It, Chapter 2. The first It movie was one of the first real horror films that I've actually seen, and I wasn't all that excited going in to watch it, but I had heard like so many great things about the film before going to see it, so I wanted to check it out. I loved it. I thought it was a really good movie, and I have to say It Chapter 2, especially with the characters all grown up, makes a really interesting sequel, I think. So it'll be cool to see how they handle that. Plus, James McAvoy is my favorite actor, so having him involved is definitely a bonus. Coming in at number 9, we have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. At this time, we don't really know a whole lot about this film, besides the fantastic cast including Kurt Russell, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Margot Robbie. But, Quentin Tarantino is obviously directing it, and so, anytime a Quentin Tarantino film comes out and stuff, it's kind of one of those events you always look forward to during the year. So that's why I'm definitely excited for this film. It's going to be a fun ride, and Quentin Tarantino always makes really, really fun and interesting movies. So I'm really excited to see this movie. At number 8, we have Brightburn. I didn't really know much about this film until the trailer came out a couple weeks ago, but this film quickly hopped onto my list of most anticipated films. You'll kind of notice that on this list I don't really have too many of like the big comic book blockbusters coming out this year or anything, but rather more of the off-the-wall, smaller ones that you will catch throughout the year. This one is definitely off the wall, as it sort of retells the story of Superman, but in a dark and horrific way, which is honestly a really fascinating concept. So it'll be cool to see what this film is like when it comes out. At number 7, we have How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. This is the only animated film that managed to make it onto my list. This isn't the only animated film I'm looking forward to this year and stuff, but it's easily the one I'm most excited about. The first two How to Train Your Dragon movies are fantastic, and I have faith in the filmmakers to give us a really awesome final chapter that will really be quite an emotional ride. From the rumors I've heard, the ending of this film is really powerful and emotional, so I'm probably not prepared for this, but I'm excited nonetheless to see this film. At number 6, we have Fighting with My Family. Look, I'm not a wrestling fan at all. There's very few things that I have less interest in than wrestling, to be completely honest, but this film looks awesome. The trailer showed lots of humor, family dynamics, and interesting characters. I really don't care too much about the wrestling aspect that they showed in the trailer, but they showed us some really interesting stuff in the trailer regarding the family relationships, and that's definitely what I'm most interested in seeing in this film. Coming in at number 5, we have Hellboy. I never thought I'd end up putting this film on my list, to be completely honest. I was a huge fan of Guillermo del Toro's Hellboy, and I was pretty salty when we weren't going to be getting a third one with Ron Perlman in the trilogy, to complete the trilogy. But then as information for this one started to surface, especially with David Harbour becoming the Red Demon, I started to get interested in this one. The trailer really sealed the deal for me though, as it showed like a darker Hellboy, while at the same time showing a high level of humor that was pretty crass sometimes and stuff, and lots of different monsters and creatures. So that all really made the trailer really stand out to me. What can I say? I'm a sucker for the fantasy type of elements in films, and the monsters in this film really made me excited. It looks like there's some cool stuff like trolls even in this film, and I always just eat all that stuff up. So I'm really excited to see what this film is going to be all about. At number 4, we have 5 Feet Apart. I might be a little bit biased about this film because the trailer for this film was one of the big things that really got my channel on his legs and stuff. So I appreciate everyone who joined the community from the trailer reaction I did for this film. You are all amazing, and you know, we had lots of great discussions involving the film and the trailer for it. But the trailer for this film really moved me a lot emotionally. The concept is so like tragically beautiful. It is almost like Shakespearean in a way, and I really found that interesting. Not only that, but I'm like really glad this film is coming out to like spread awareness about cystic fibrosis, as I feel this is, you know, one of those conditions that is not very well known and stuff, for the most part. So I really hope this movie delivers a great experience for CF victims as well as the average moviegoer. Coming in at number 3, we have Alita: Battle Angel. Look, this movie is not going to do well in the box office, sadly, but I think this film is going to be pretty solid regardless. The action looks awesome, the characters seem to have some real emotional depth to them, and this looks like a really fun new concept of our future to experience. I think James Cameron being somewhat involved in this project is a really good sign that it's at least going to be an interesting film to watch, and we should see some pretty cool stuff in the film. I think it's going to be just a fun ride, a fun experience, and on top of that, there's some really cool character emotions that were shown in the trailers and stuff, especially coming from Alita, and I think that'll really be cool to see in the film. At number 2, we have Glass. Thankfully, this film is only 18 days away from today. I can't freaking wait for this film. I loved Unbreakable, and even as a kid, I always wanted a sequel to that film. When Split came out, it was really Shyamalan's comeback film in a lot of ways and stuff, and it really blew my mind when at the end it tied into Unbreakable. That was so cool to see. This is like a small superhero film trilogy of sorts. That is honestly one of my favorites just because it's so unique. I think Shyamalan really has a talent for looking for the humanity of superheroes and supervillains, and showing the more complex sides of these characters, and that's what I appreciate so much. I'm definitely more of a person who appreciates the character development and the character relationships and all that stuff in films more than the giant explosions and all that stuff. So and I think Shyamalan does that really well, while also making films that I really enjoy, superhero films. Speaking of superhero films, coming in at number 1, we have Avengers Endgame. What can I say? It's the sequels to Avengers Infinity War, one of the best comic book movies I've ever seen. We left everyone in complete dismay at the end of Infinity War, and it'll be interesting to see, you know, how these heroes come together to fight Thanos. And I think the thing I find so appealing about this film is that it's pretty much the original Avengers team that's left, you know, from like the end of Infinity War. And it's sort of like poetic irony in a way, how like the main team from the first Avengers film is now the ones going to fight Thanos. And I love that we don't really know anything about this film as well. Like, the trailer did a great job with not showing us much of anything, and that's exactly how I want to go into this film, knowing hardly anything about what to expect, and that's how I'm definitely going to keep it. I seriously do not know what to expect about this film. All I know is that it's going to be really awesome, really epic, and it might even be just as good as Infinity War. We'll have to see when it comes out, but I have high hopes for this film, and it'll be interesting to see how they tie off kind of this first, like, you know, 3 phases of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. With that being said, let me know in the comments below, what are your most anticipated films of the year? Let's go ahead and talk about it. I can't wait to see what you guys are looking forward to throughout this year and stuff. And yeah, I think it's going to be an awesome year, and you know, there will be other movies that will be announced that we don't even know about yet, some smaller films, indie films, things like that, and I'm really excited to see what kind of films we get with that as well. So with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed my list, and I look forward to talking to you in the comments below. If you are new around here, consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you for all of your support. It means the world to me. And with that being said, I hope you all have a fantastic day. Happy New Year, and I'll talk to you very soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.